Lasisi 185, Introduction to Auditing. This class is going to be very interesting, and we're going to talk about evaluation and assurances. That is what auditing is all about. And this course, I give you assurance, is going to be very challenging for all of us. We're going to have interactive discussion, and I hope you all are going to know what led to the involvement of auditing. And since you are there, I'm ready. We're going to meet at the other side of the class. Then going to labor this course accurately. Welcome once again, and thank you.
All right, class, ladies and gentlemen. After the brief introductory message there by me, we're going to commence this lesson, a very interesting one indeed, by looking at the objectives of this lesson. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to have understood the following highlighted here. Number one, the evolution of auditing, the definitions of related terms, features, and the objectives of auditing, and the quality of analysis. You can see that number three there, which is features and objectives of auditing, is two in one there. There we're going to be talking about the features and objectives of auditing, and that's how it's going to be. And don't forget, after this one, the lesson going to continue with step by step analysis of going to be discussed throughout of this lesson. Right, like I said earlier, the steps of the lessons is going to be one, the origin and evolution of auditing. We're going to look at definition of related terms. We're going to look at the features and objectives of auditing, as earlier stated. Number four here is a quality of an auditor. And number five, we're going to have an interactive session with some of your colleagues, and then we're going to ask questions, and we're going to answer them on which area they think is not quite clear to them, and will be how we're going to do that, and wrapping it up by step 6, which is going to look at the summary and conclusion of this lesson. And the next thing we're going to look at the step 1, which is the origin and evolution of auditing, as we are following. Origin and evolution of is a very interesting scenario we're going to look at here, and I'm very sure if this might be the first thing you're going to learn about auditing, because I'm to aspects, and we've been hearing before that auditing is as old as accounting, and wherever you see an accountant and auditor will be very nearby. And there's a saying that says all auditors are accountants, but not accountants are auditors. You're going to find out by yourself. By the way, you can ask Google. You can ask Google anyway. The origin and evolution of auditing. Everything started in the year 1494. All right, when this Italian monk called Luca Pacioli introduced what is known as double entry system of bookkeeping, and the accountant in you will know what we are talking about here. And there and then he described the duties and responsibility of an auditor. It means that since 1494, auditing has been in existence, and it keep on evolving till today. The term audit is derived from the Latin term audire. Mind you, in Italy, they speak Italian language, and in Nigeria, we speak English as an adopted language. We speak Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. Now, don't ask me what is the Odire in Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba language. All I knew is Odire means to listen. Oh, Asa, pardon me. Odire means to hear. Is to hear. You have to watch out that one. That might be a clincher in your quiz. So Odire is to hear. And in early days, auditor used to listen to the accounts as read over by an accountant in order to take them. Then it means that AGM is old. In 1494, they have been holding annual general meeting where accountant will read their report, auditor will listen, and they will now hear what they are saying, and they might have one or two comments. Today, you can see that one as it's at place now. Things are quite changed. Auditor now write their report and send to AGM, and they might also be there as things which is there. All right, origin and evolution of auditing continues. Auditing evolved and it grew rapidly after the industrial revolution in the 18th century. What we are saying here is that before 18th century rather, auditing evolved. But its growth is what kind of retarded because people are still skeptical. They don't know whether there should be reason for it or not. But after the industrial revolution of the 18th century in Europe, everybody now begin to look at it. This auditing stuff, it need to be uh, embraced, and since then it's been growing. Auditing has been used in all over the ancient country. Mind you, Nigeria is not ancient. Nigeria came to be in 1914 by the amalgamation of the northern and southern territories by the Almighty Lord Lugard. So in Mesopotamia, in Greece, Egypt, Rome, UK and India. This auditing is being involved, and in the what we give you there in the notes, you will see there for this lesson that we make use of a country as a case study, which is in India. We make India as our case study. We look at how auditing from there in one or two paragraphs. So you are expected to read that place and really understand how it evolved from that place. And with the growth of the joint stock companies again, joint stock, joint stock companies are the companies that are owned by shareholders. PLC companies of where what we have today may have big companies, it might be foreign companies, it might be local company, or yes, national company that we have today. They have shareholders. Example is example of a PLC company. You know as I do, and in this company we have owner of that company and manager of that company. That's also lead to evolution and growth of auditing. Because shareholders, like I said, who are the owners? They needed a separate report by an independent person, an expert, which is an auditor, to report to them, to really give them that what they have seen there is okay. It's okay that nobody's boo-booing them, so to say. And that is why this auditing has become evolving, and day in, day out, auditing has become a doyen of companies. And they said, like they said, the fear of an auditor is the beginning of freedom in every company. So the origin and evolution of auditing, that's little we can say about that for now. Now, like we said, we're going to look at the definitions of auditing and definition of some related terms. So, auditing here is a systematic and independent examination of data. Like I said under our introductory video, auditing basically involves evaluations and assurances. Evaluation means you have to systematically examine the data, statement, voucher, and what have you. And after all those things, you have to give assurance to the owner of this company that this this account that I've inspected, it really shows the true situation of affairs. And that is what we call assurances. And auditing has gone beyond financial. That's why we have financial and otherwise. Auditing has gone operational. We have operational audit. We have system audit. We have ICT audit. We have audit through the computer, around the computer, and what have you. So auditing of that yesteryear, which is just looking at the paper, has gone beyond now. It has even go high tech, if you permit him to use that word. So auditing systematic and independent examination of data, statement, records, operation and performances of an enterprises. And the auditor also perceives and recognizes the propositions before him. We mean that the paper presented by the management, the report of an accountant, auditor look at it and examines it. He will also get his own evidence. He evaluates the evidence, and on that basis, he formulates his own judgment, right, which he communicates through his audit report. Suffice to say that auditors prepare reports, and report is the babe of any auditor. So that will be the definitions of auditor. And next, we're going to look at the definition of Definition of these related terms. Now we're going to look at the bookkeeping. We're going to look at investigation. Bookkeeping is a function of a bookkeeper. Accountant is a function of accountant, and then investigation is by an investigator. A bookkeeper records day-to-day transaction in the books of account in a systematic manner. You get that now? So if we call you a bookkeeper, then you have to record day today. Everybody in our home, we are all bookkeeper because we have a do diary. There we have how we spend our money, how we spend the token our parents gave us, and myself as salary earner, I have a book where I record all this. So I am a bookkeeper. You also you are a bookkeeper. Well, accountants say the job of accountants begins where the bookkeeper ends his own. Mind you, you can only be a bookkeeper without going to school. But to be an accountant, you must earn a degree in that. And so, an accountant will have to rectify any error committed by the bookkeeper. He has to prepare trial balance and the statement of financial position. All these things you're going to know as you move ahead. And like I said, this is a key things we pick out from the lesson notes already with you, and you have to read them line by line to really further understand it. This class interactive one, and it means that you have your the way you respond to me, and I also respond to you when we move on now. And if I ask you who's an investigator now, your guess is as good as mine. An investigator investigates. That is it. And the truth is that investigation is a quite unique one because it is done with a specific purpose in mind. For investigation, you have to look for what am I investigating. It's not a general thing, and it may be you are looking for any fraud that's been committed. Is there any mispreparation in the book of accounts? And so that is about investigation there, and the any capacity of any business, etc. And the bookkeeping, the accountancy, and the investigation, they are the related terms that goes hand in hand with the definitions of auditing, and that is how we're going to rest our definitions issue here now. Yeah, we are moving. We are moving a bit, a little bit fast, a little bit slow, but we're trying to meet at the middle. Talking about features of auditing. Some of these features we're going to talk about them. By feature, we know what are the qualities auditing possess. First is the audit involved itself by systematic and the scientific analysis of books. As an auditor, which is your job is to audit certain things, you have to do it systematically and scientifically. All of that, you don't do things haphazardly. And independent person, a qualified accountant undertaking that work of auditing. No Tom, Dick, and Harry can do it. These are trained people that know how to go about it, and that is the features of auditing that are very key. That's why it is fire. I put it in red there. And the next one is the verification of the results shown by the statement of comprehensive income and the statement of financial position. Auditing involves by verification of the results. You have to look at it closely with the eagle eye and look at are these things okay or not. If you're okay, okay. From the next slide, you're going to know more features of auditing now. Another features of auditing is a critical review of the system of accounting and internal control. All these things might appear like jargons, but the auditors and accountants know that system of accounting and control are very key, and that's why auditing involve itself in reviewing all those issues and why when it's carrying out its activity. An auditor must involve itself in critical review of the system of accounting and internal control. Audit is done with the help of substantive document. That is the key. Very quick here. Even here in our working place in Lasso here, bursary and the audit department really know how to ask you, did you attach substantive documentary evidence? If no, your paper have to be queried and returned until you attach those documentary evidence, and that's why they know that what you are really talking about is indeed genuine. Money cannot go out without all these documents. The document information and information received from the authorities, whether you approved your paper is being approved or not, then a paper substantiating that fact must be attached. That's one of the qualities of auditing there. The auditor also has to satisfy himself with the authenticity of the financial statement and report that they exhibit a true and fair view. That is what we're talking about, and it's the core of business. Because it's not enough for the auditing or auditors to say that I have satisfied one of the conditions. Are those things show a true and fair view? The paper you prepare, or a bookkeeper keep the book, accountant prepare the financial statement, auditor now sit down now and look at it critically. Look at it, review the system of your system of accounting and internal controls being reviewed, then some documents being reviewed. Then, if that is the case now, then definitely your paper must show a true and fair view and the cross of the matter. We've talked about 6 features of auditing now, and those features are very key. Put them very well, because who knows, we may going to have discussion over there very soon, and the next thing we're going to discuss now is the quality, the objects of an auditing, now. This is trying to look at it, the objects of okay. Now, like I said, it's the objectives of auditing. Auditing have two objectives. Yes, two. You are seeing what the next one is coming very shortly. We have primary objectives and you have the secondary objectives. Primary objectives talking about the true and fair view. That is the major reason why auditors are called in to come and look at the book of the accounts as prepared by management. These books, the financial statement, did they show true and fair view? True and fair view means that the activity organization follow the vision, mission, goals of the owners of this company, the stakeholders of this company now. So did it really show that what they are doing is correct? Did they follow law? Did they comply with the controls put in place by the owners? If yes, then the author are going to give the pass mark. That's the primary objective. For the secondary objective now, it is incidental to first objective, right? This goes with the detection of fraud or prevention of errors. Detection and prevention of fraud, detection and prevention of errors. So it is during the course of reviewing this book, whether our financial statement show true and fair view, then the auditor, which is will now look at the secondary objective. If there's any issue like fraud or error, if they are there, that's why I flag it red. Then they need to look into it, and that is it. And another thing we are going to look at as part of objective auditing, which is incidental, is we're going to look at these two things: what is frauds and what are frauds and what are errors in our next slide. Now, you can see this is fraud. Fraud is intentional misrepresentation, of financial information, and the purpose of that of intention is to deceive people. If fraud is intentional, errors they say is unintentional mistake. Errors is pardonable, that is, whereas fraud is punishable under the law. So if I were you, they say it is good to err the side of caution. All right, so it's not good to commit fraud, but we can make error because we are human. So we are human, and error is pardonable, whereas fraud is punishable under the law. Right now, we are moving a bit slowly, or maybe we can say we are tarry, or we are a bit faster, and we are a bit slower. Now, this as the quality of an auditor. The auditor should be a qualified chartered accountant. Auditor must possess adequate skills. He must also have qualities to conduct his work efficiently. It's very key. Very germane. An auditor must be honest. He must be impartial, not biased person. He should be hardworking, adequate common sense. This is key. They say common sense is not common, but not for the auditors. Their common sense must be common because be adequate. They must have capacity to hear arguments of others. They must be systematic and methodical. This is awesome for the auditors. So I hope you guys want to be a general accountant one day and maybe a bias or to be an auditor. These are the qualities expected of you to have possessed. Auditor should ask him for. You must ask for clarification as an auditor. Where issue you do not understand, you don't form an opinion by yourself. Ask questions, and from that question, you shall be rightly guided. And that's another leeway there for the quality of an auditors. This quality continues.
We are here again with two of your colleagues and they want to ask questions about what we have been doing on the lesson. Here I have Mr. Arugunjo and I have Mr. Ganiu here, Abdullah. And of the lesson we are having so far, they have one or two questions to ask so that we're going to tell you and it's going to be okay. All right, Mr. Arugunjo, what's the question you asked for us?
Please, can you please tell me about what is an internal audit?
No. You want to ask about the quality of an auditor?
Yes.
It shows you have not been reading your books anyway. What about you? What's the question you want to ask?
Actually, I've read a lot about the rapid movement in the development of internal audit.
Okay.
This one, in the
you want to talk about audit, right?
Exactly.
Development of audit.
I want you to elucidate
more.
On it.
Thank you very much. Let me start with Mr. Arugunjo.
Yes.
She's asking about the quality of an auditor. Like I said in the lesson, he said an auditor should have a quality that shows that she is a qualified accountant. She must be a chartered accountant. He must also evolve the technical know-how of how to do it. Because as an auditor, you must know what you are doing. Competency, you must have the core value of confidentiality. Yes. All right. What we have to talk about evaluation, technical skill, which is just that you know what you are doing. The evaluation proper, you must know it. Another thing is that if you want to be an auditor, whether internal or external, you must know that this required what they call the composure of you. You must have an eagle eye. Okay. Also, you must know that to be an auditor is an issue that you should know the technicality. What about mercantile law, business law should be there. All these things are still there. But for your question, I want to still refer you to further reading. You saw the involvement, right? Exactly. Yes, I remember I told you in the lecture that in the 18th century, internal audits evolved as an issue. Because then, there is issue of who owns the company and who manages it. So, the owner of the company now says, AB manages company. When they now bring out their issues, right, okay, these are the result of what we've done. Okay, we now call the third party to say, okay, sir, what A, B, and B have done on your behalf is okay. And mind you, because then there's no issue of integrity. The owner believes that the managers don't really know what they are doing. And when they now bring it, top party say, oh, Oga, this man has really done A, B, and C very well. And the issue of control is very essential. And the auditor have to say, the owner and the manager. The result of this activity shows true and fair view of what has been done. True and fair view means that what they have done, they are in issue, they agree with the control you put in place. If owner say this is what I have to do, and the manager say this is what we've done, what you have done and what you asked to be done are in line with the goals and vision. So in the 18th century, there are issues then. So when the auditor comes in and from there till date, auditors have been there and they cannot do anything in an organization without auditors being. I think with this little explanation, we are able to do just that. So the next class, I urge you to read very well. I'm going to continue from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, from this question and answer and therapy session we had with two of your colleagues here, I am so happy and that you are following. Majority of you are following me with this lesson, and it shows that it's very interesting having you there with this lesson. And by way of summary and conclusion, we want to let us know that this lesson has covered a lot. We look at the evolution of auditing, we look at definition of auditing and some other related terms. We also discuss features and objectives of auditing, and we wrapped it up by looking at the qualities and the qualification of an auditor, and that is how we wrap it up. In the next lesson, then we shall look at types of audit and other related matters. Types of audits and other related matters. And as I advised earlier, you need to really read through your test because we're going to have your forums and quiz at the end of this lesson, which is is coming. So you have to be up and doing. From me to you, Lasisi, Fatai, ACA, thank you